Despite Simon Ekpa's purported arrest, the Southeasterners have continued to sit at home. I repeat, despite Simon Ekpa reported arrest, the Southeasterners have continued to sit at home in solidarity to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Simon Ekpa has been blamed for the unrest in the Southeast, but now that he is out of the way, the Southeasterners still continue to observe the Monday sit at home. Private schools, mission schools closed. Gunmen attacks here and there in the Southeast. Bloody attack in Abia State and other attacks in Anambra State. In Abia State, gunmen versus soldiers are exchanging bullets in Abia State. Now in Anambra State, schools are closed. Now let's read this report. The Monday sit at home in Anambra State has intensified following recent attacks across the state. In response, private and mission schools that had been operating on Mondays have suspended classes until further notice. The Catholic Education Council issued a directive citing security concerns, announcing that schools would no longer hold on Mondays. Students were advised to stay home and resume on Tuesday, November 26th. However, senior secondary school students are expected to attend school on Mondays and Saturdays for special lessons without uniforms. The council expressed appreciation to the parents and guardians who completed their payment as expected and urged them to share the message with others. Now, this decision came after reports of threats by unknown individuals to attack school buses and institutions that remained open on Mondays. In response to these threats, commercial activities in Anambra were also affected, with traders at Awka Main Market hurriedly closing their shops after hearing that gunmen were targeting the market. This is from Vanguard newspaper. So gunmen on rampage in solidarity to the arrest of to the detention, incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also the persecution of Simon Ekpa. This is the reality in the Southeast. Igbo elders have come out to tell Nigerians and Nigerian government that the arrest or whatever, extradition, whatever, silencing of Mazi Simon Ekpa would not stop the insecurity in the Southeast. For so many reasons, we have said that politicians are the ones involved in whatever carnage that is going on in the Southeast. You think that stopping Simon Ekpa or stopping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will stop the Biafran agitation? We have said it over and over again. For those that care to listen, especially Igbo politicians and those that are working with the Fulani government, that silencing any of the agitators will not stop the agitation. You are so surprised that after Ojukwu, there arose Uwazurike. After Uwazurike, there arose Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. After Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, somebody who started giving everybody problem, Mazi Simon Ekpa, came up. Then if you stop Simon Ekpa, don't you think that somebody else is going to get a deadly approach to this Biafra of a thing? So we have suggested to the government that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will necessitate the peace that is sought for in the Southeast. Both young and old, whoever, think tanks, politicians, whether they are doing it intentionally or hypocritically, all we know that elders, politicians, everybody is screaming to the top of their voices in the Southeast that release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the solution to the insecurity. It will bring peace to the Southeast. Now, reports on killings in Enugu. Few days after Simon Ekpa arrested and probably is out of the scene, we have had killings in Enugu. These Fulani headers have resumed the attacks in Enugu. While we have the Nigerian government, the police, we have the army, we have the DSS, every of these security officials in the Southeast mounting roadblock. But yet, this roadblock will not stop the Fulani headers from carrying out their carnage on farmers in Enugu. Again, this is a headline from Punch. Headline from Punch. Again, Enugu farmer killed in fresh herdsmen attack. Within 3 days, we have had attacks from the Fulani herders. Just hearing the news that Simon Ekpa something has happened to him, or is somewhere, he's silenced, he can no more tweet, and somebody has taken over his position. Just merely hearing this news, we have had 2 attacks in Enugu State. Tension mounted in Ehamufu, Isuzo local government area of Enugu State on Sunday, as the body of another farmer killed by suspected Fulani herdsmen was recovered in his farm. The victim was identified as Igwe Nwaeke from Ebo community in Ehamufu. This is a report by Punch. So now, we have seen the insecurity, the pattern it is taking. Would you blame a Simon Ekpa for what is happening in Enugu State? When we talk about insecurity, we are talking about the killing of farmers, the killing of indigents, the kidnapping of indigents, and you are making sure that these people are afraid to go about their businesses. You are making sure that you put fear and tension in the minds of those people not to go about their various businesses. Just few days after the absence of Simon Ekpa, these things are happening. I am not saying that Simon Ekpa should be responsible for the securing Aligo or the Southeast, but the government has failed over and over again. They have not shown any sign that the people need to trust them for their security. Under their nose, people are being killed, and there is no judgment. There's no justice for those that are killed. We have a lot of checkpoints. Doesn't it baffle you? We have a lot of checkpoints in the Southeast, yet these killings are going on. When they say ESN now, BLA, whoever, when security platforms and outfits just emerge, this is when the Nigerian army and the police will start going after the security outfits that is doing their job for them. Say no be juju be that. Somebody is coming to my house to attack me. You have the responsibility to protect me. You are not living up to your responsibility. I'm being killed. I'm being attacked. I'm being molested. I'm being kidnapped. I'm losing my family members. I'm losing my freedom. I'm losing so many things because of your negligence. But now I decide, or I get help and start defending myself. You now come and start attacking those that are defending, that are protecting, that are doing your job. Is that not provoking? Is that not enough to make people go mad at Nigerian security officials? You cannot protect these people. Somebody has volunteered to help, yet you are going after the person that is helping. You are stopping this person from helping. When this person has stopped, okay, he has stopped. No more functioning. Look at the killings in the Southeast. Look at the killings, reported killings in the Southeast. We know that there is the aftermath. The sit at home has its own effect on the economy of the Southeast and on the lives of the people. We know that very well. And this is a cross that the people have decided to carry. If you're asking me this question, whether I support a sit at home, you see, one thing in Nigeria is that people find it difficult to pay the price for freedom. The oppressor wants you to neglect paying the price for your freedom. You start pandering to emotions and sentiments. If you want to be free, you must pay the price for freedom. Whatever that is happening in the Southeast, the Southeasterners are sending a message to the governors of the state to pressurize whoever that needs to be pressurized. Look at what Okorocha told Akpabio. Please carry this message. We in the Southeast, we are asking that this young man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, be released from the custody of the DSS. You have tried all the processes. You cannot nail him. What is now the essence of you prosecute? You just want to. It is clear that the government does not want peace in the Southeast with all that is happening. There's nothing more. There's nothing we can add to it. It is clear that the government does not want peace to reign in the Southeast. But we understand. We understand what is going on. We understand what is going on. We will not back down until we have a system that works for everybody under this current geographical expression as stipulated by Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Now, for the Biafra declaration, now it is said that Simon Ekpa will be available for the Biafra declaration. I'm doing a report on what some of the reports we've gotten, some of the intel we've gotten, that Simon Ekpa will be live and direct, where this declaration, I think is in Lati, or I think it is somewhere in Finland. That means he will be let out of the hook. He will be out of whatever arrest or whatever. He will not be there in the custody of the Finland government. He will be live. He will be working a free man. We know that the Nigerian government, they are praying day and night that this guy be indicted and be repatriated, extradited back to Nigeria, so that they can use their justice system to nail him the way they are using their justice system to nail Nnamdi Kanu. So it is good news that this guy is becoming popular. See, my point here is that after the darkness becomes light, if you are going through anything, if you are going through any situation, any challenge, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So whatever that this guy is going through now makes him more popular and makes him more effective. That is why they were advising the Nigerian government, see, you know how you deal with this Nnamdi Kanu. The way the Nigerian government was dealing with Nnamdi Kanu then, they were making him popular and more influential, which they have achieved indirectly. So this same Simon Ekpa, you are making this young man more influential and more popular. And it might get to a point whereby it will be out of your reach. You see, also, the calculated attacks on the Igbo people, the Igbo nation, these calculated attacks will make the Igbos more resolute and more resilient in achieving their aim, the collective aim of the average Igbo man. This Igbo must go. Igbos are this. From all sectors. When you look at these people carrying out this propaganda and denigration, they are of the APC stock. They are pushing an agenda, both from inside the government and outside the government. Onanuga and Co. pushing and pushing. And when you see Abati talk about an Igbo man, you think that this man never went to school. After the backlash, after Igbos and other well-meaning Nigerians proved Abati wrong over the statement he made of recent, Abati started churning out news reports against the Igbo people. He focused his reports now on Igbo people. If you go to his page, the last 4 reports he had done is on Igbo people. And he is using style to attack these people. These are calculated attacks. But one thing you don't know, that if you continue in these attacks, you are making this agitation popular. You are making these people more resolved. Just like when somebody is arrested and taken to the prison, especially Nigerian prisons. So you think that taking that person to the Nigerian prison will break him. He becomes more deadlier. His heart is more cold. There was somebody killed somebody's mother. So the daughter forgave the person that killed her mother. And even employed the person, forgave the person he gave his life to Christ. So the daughter forgave the man and brought the man into their house and give him job to do. The man now killed the daughter after killing the mother. And after getting his bail, he came back and killed the daughter. So you are arresting somebody, you put somebody in jail, it makes that person tough. So every calculated attacks on the Igbo people makes them very, very resolute and very tough. We want it to continue so that we can get to a point whereby everybody will now say on their own and determine on their own that we want resource control, we want regionalism, or we want balkanization of the country. I love what the Yoruba Runus are doing. Let them continue doing what they are doing. One Lagospedia, after he said something that many people were after him, he now came back and rebranded himself and still pushing attacks on Igbo people still on Twitter. Everywhere you see them, calculated. Ever since Tinubu lost to Peter Obi, they forget one thing, that 8 years is what Tinubu is going to spend as president. So after 8 years, how would Nigerians look at these young Yoruba Ronu and Yoruba conservatives that are giving the Yoruba people a bad name? If I say now, how would Nigerians look at Yoruba people now? Someone will say that we understand that it is not all Yorubas, but this little amongst you people, when you give a tribe a bad name, it affects every other person. Same way when Nzogu carried out a coup, it affected every other Igbo in the north and they start killing them. So that is how the law works, especially in a nation like Nigeria. So now it seems that after the incarceration or whatever of Simon Ekpa, Fulani herders have gone all over Nigeria. Look at what happened in Benue. Look at what's happening in Niger State. Just going on rampage. So now what's the essence of the Nigerian military? What's the impact of the Nigerian military on the security situation in Nigeria? When people are left to provide water for themselves, provide electricity for themselves, provide security for themselves, almost everything they provide for themselves. What is the Nigerian government doing? What is their responsibility? What are Nigerians gaining from the so-called government, the establishment, that every year they get budget for the military and security? Killings in Benue, until they finish the whole population, or there's ethnic cleansing before these people will now come to their senses that they need to do their job. Now, if a security outfit like the BLA or ESN rise up in Benue, that is when you see the activity, how the Nigerian army and which security outfit that belongs to the government, you see that they will now be active and going after those people that are defending and securing their people, which is supposed to be the primary responsibility of the government. My brother, it is disheartening. Sometimes you want to shed tears. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. The Nigerian army, you're supposed to protect the people in Benue State. 67 people killed. Another part of the north. You are not doing your job. You feel you are not seeing your impact. You just move all around and do whatever you want to do, and at the end of the day, nothing happens. But when the people rise up to defend themselves, you now go after the people. Is it that it is your intention, or you are working with these bandits and Fulani herders to kill the people? Or is it that this is a result of repented Boko Haram being enlisted into the army? What do you expect the people to do? Fold their hands so that people will just come and kill them? Don't they have a right to life? Don't they have a right to self-defense, even if you are not willing or unwilling to defend them? What do you expect from the Nigerian people? I'm asking this government, what do you expect from the Nigerian people? Now, we don't know whichever killing that may happen tonight or in the next few hours. We don't know what may happen, because it seems the army they are in the southeast, and it seems they are not even there. They are just focused on how they can extort the people of the southeast. Now that people will be traveling back home, you will see them mount roadblocks, extorting, harassing. And if you do anyhow, they take their powers and they tag you an IPOB and send you to prisons and do and undo. And they know that they have a system that is not workable. No wonder Finland does not even look at the face of the Nigerian government with having any discussion on repatriation. If Nigeria is a country that is working, we will not be at this level. If there was justice in Nigeria, if there was security in Nigeria, Biafran agitation would have not gotten to this level. Biafran agitation would have not gotten to this level. But because of the failure of the government, that's why I've seen all these things. And the government is unwilling to do what it needs to do, the needful. That is why when you look at it holistically, these guys are calling for the dissolution of Nigeria. And somebody will stand on the 1999 constitution because of they are milking Nigeria. They are milking from the economy. They are milking from every other sector of this economy. They don't want Nigeria to break, because if it breaks, they will lose or they will not be in position to steal money. Their political position will be a threat. That's why Igbo politicians are one of the worst ever politicians in the history of this country called Nigeria. Now, sit at home persists in the southeast. The government has seen that sit at home is beyond Simon Ekpa. Whether he is there or not, the people are resolved. The people have preferred a solution to the government, and the government, wise, needs to follow. They need to follow. They need to follow up and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What is their fears? Whether they like it or not, an ideology becomes an ideology in the minds of people, and it's going to be passed to generations. That's how Tinubu waited patiently until they found a weak president like Jonathan, and they could bamboozle him, harass him out of office with all their propaganda. So no matter what, whether it is not in this lifetime or another lifetime, there must be a country. The resolution of these people from the southeast, the resolution of the southeast is beyond your imagination. Everybody is willing to sacrifice anything to go back to Biafra. Till now, we thought that the war, many will have learned lessons, like we are afraid to be calling for another exodus from Nigeria. But yet, despite the fact that they give them 20 pounds so that they will be demoralized, they will not think of it again. Awolowo gave Southeasterners money so that little money, they will not think of division again, or fighting, or self-determination. But yet, despite the 20 pounds, these are the same people calling for another self-determination, agitating for almost 30 years as we speak, because of the Nigerian government has failed. You see, the Fulani headers has to stop. They have to stop. The government have to take actions to stop these people from terrorizing the southeast. We want peace in the southeast.